Back at it again with the Moby Chapter 50, Ahab's Boat and Crew, Fedallah. This is a short chapter, so I'll keep it brief. We have a brief discussion of why Ahab goes in the boat, even though he is peg-legged, and it's theoretically to prepare himself for an encounter with Moby Dick. And then we have a discussion of Fedallah. And so first I'll read the passage, and then I'll give you my thoughts. So it says up here that weird things are very common to whalemen. They're not easily off-put. But it then says that Fedallah remained a mystery. And it says, he was such a creature as civilized domestic people in the temperate zone only see in their dreams, and that but dimly, but the like of whom now and then glide among the unchanging Asiatic communities, especially the Oriental Isles to the east of the continent, those insulated, immemorial, unalterable countries which even in these modern days still preserve much of the ghostly aboriginalness of Earth's primal generations, when the memory of the first man was a distinct recollection, and all men his descendants, unknowing whence he came, eyed each other as real phantoms, and asked of the sun and the moon why they were created and to what end, when though, according to Genesis, the angels indeed consorted with the daughters of men, the devils also, add the uncanonical Robins, indulged in mundane amours. So here, I think Melville is drawing, once again, on the racist trope of Orientalism to describe, which is, a trope labeled by Edward Said as describing Middle Eastern and Asian peoples and culture as somehow deeply mysterious and different, and not just in a I haven't had any exposure to Asian culture, but Asian culture is of some different, almost metaphysical nature than Western culture, and that's certainly being presented here when the passage asserts that Fedallah is essentially closer to Adam and Eve than Western people, or whatever your general religious attitude is, somehow more primal. It's not super nice to read, and it makes me deeply uncomfortable. That being said, I think that Fedallah, through racist tropes, does become another item on our list of images in the text used to represent the unknowability of life. So our list before this was the ocean, the whale, Ahab, and now we have Fedallah. We're surrounded in this book by people and things who seem epistemically inaccessible. And I think that the inclusion of Fedallah is meant to add to that sense and affect of the voyage of the Pequod being a voyage surrounded by mystery and unknowability. And he is one part of that. I wish that that didn't come at the cost of rather obvious Orientalism in this passage, but I think that is the intention. Whether it's worth the inclusion of that is a different question, but I think that's what's intended, and that's where I'll keep this chapter for now. See you in chapter 51.